Well, good morning. It is the 6th of May, so we are waking up well together, and we're looking at Psalm chapter 6 today, at Psalm 6. And I'm going to read it all, because it's quite short. It says this: "O Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger, or discipline me in your rage. Have compassion on me, Lord, for I am weak. Heal me, Lord, for my body is in agony. I am sick at heart. How long, O Lord, until you rescue me? Return, Lord, rescue me, save me because of your unfailing love. For in death, who remembers you? Who can praise you from the grave? I am worn out from sobbing. Every night tears drench my bed. My pillow is wet from weeping. My vision is blurred by grief. My eyes are worn out because of all my enemies. Go away, all you who do evil, for the Lord has heard my crying. The Lord has heard my plea. The Lord will answer my prayer. May all my enemies be disgraced and terrified. May they suddenly turn back in shame." Well, I do love the Bible for its variety of content. I mean, that's a massive lament. You get words of high praise, you get poetry, you get despair, and you get the highs of life, don't you? And this is a song of King David, and it's also a strong lament. He is in a dark place here. And he assumes to begin with actually that God is angry, that God is raging, and he doesn't want to get caught in the crossfire. And he says to God, "I need your compassion right now. I feel weak." And I love that kind of raw honesty that we see in the Bible and in many of the Psalms. If you and I can't be raw and honest before God, then why are we in relationship with God? You know, what kind of a God is that? And so David says, my body is in agony, and he asks for healing. David says, my soul is in agony, my heart is sick, and yet he comes to God for healing. And he has faith that God will restore him. It's just a matter of time for David. And this is serious, though. It's a really serious situation. He says, I've been sobbing. My pillow is wet every night from tears. And in fact, my eyes are blurred in their vision because I'm grieving so much. It's a really serious thing for David. He is at the end of his tether. And it may be that you feel that way right now. I've spoken to one or two people from our church, The Well, over the last week or so who felt that way in isolation themselves. Or it may be that you have known that feeling. And I know, you and I know that God is no magician. He can't always intervene and magically make every situation right. Sometimes that does happen. A friend of mine was healed immediately from many years of PTSD after prayer and repentance. Sometimes it happens. Often we have to journey with God through those kind of situations. But I love David's confidence in the midst of dire struggle. He says in verse 8, "The Lord has heard my crying. The Lord has heard my plea." In verse 9, "The Lord will answer." And that's what I want you to take away today. Psalm 10, actually, verse 18 says that you, Lord, hear the cry of the oppressed. You and I can have confidence. That's where our confidence may lie, that God does hear you, he does care, he will walk with you and me through our hardest times. And if that's you today, I want you to know that we are with you and we're praying with you. And let's hold on to that promise in the Bible that says if we come close to God, then he will come close to us. I bless you this day.